Hello, everybody, and welcome to another great episode of the Gridiron Glory with Will and Tad. This is our weekly recap show, recapping all things Week 11, all 32 teams in the NFL that Tad and I covered in the preseason together, and we cover it week to week. Be sure to like, subscribe, and follow our channel for exclusive, great football content, including rankings and reels and other amazing, great things to come. Playoff scenarios too, starting to come late in the season. As we are getting to the later half of it, uh, we've been dealing with a lot of injuries and everything like that, and it's already been like a very weird NFL season already with some teams like really coming up, some teams that we expected to be higher up, more down. And, we've been dealing with just like a lot of injuries and everything like that this year. But one guy that I was really impressed by, Tad, that came back from an injury this week. Brock Purdy for the San Francisco 49ers. They beat their divisional rivals today, 41-22. San Francisco, they win under his starting leadership. Because of him, they're now 7-4. First of all, Tad, when healthy, and 200 passing yards as well. First of all, Tad, when healthy, obviously, where do you rank Brock Purdy amongst starting quarterbacks in the NFL?
I mean, amongst all the quarterbacks in the NFL, I'd have to consider Brock Purdy to be a fairly average, maybe slightly above average level quarterback.
Very interesting. Even with the three touchdowns today, getting wins on the road against your divisional rivals certainly no easy feat. Uh, but no, in all seriousness, it was nice to see him come back from the injury. And uh, you know, first of all, his first touchdown back was to tight end George Kittle. And in that exact moment, when the first touchdown that he threw was to tight end George Kittle, which he's an incredible tight end who I rank extremely high. What was your thoughts? What was going through your head? What was your emotions as
I
George Kittle
mean,
caught that touchdown
yeah,
pass?
yeah, I was just trying to think of what we'd get out of George Kittle in this football game. I mean, and then we saw that he connected well again with his quarterback, Brock Purdy. Great to see him back. All that fun stuff. And yeah, it was a huge first game for the Purdy Kittle connection. Six catches, two touchdowns, and of course the 67 yards there. So you love to see that. A big day for Kittle, a big day for San Francisco. They beat the 3-7 Arizona Cardinals on the road. So big work there. Great to see everyone clicking together.
Now Jacoby Brissett had Jacoby Brissett 47 of 57 offensive side for Arizona. 47 of 57 for Jacoby Brissett, 452 passing yards, two touchdowns, two picks. Wasn't really able to get much of anything going until the second half and really into the fourth quarter with some of the scoring drives. First of all, where do you rank Jacoby Brissett amongst backup quarterbacks in the league? And you know, uh, he's putting up just these like insane numbers and these insane passing yards. Not enough to get his team and his club the wins. Obviously, his defense, the Arizona defense, has a lot of question marks and some major concerns this season's had on that Arizona defensive side of the ball. But yeah, just not what you wanted to see so far out of the Cardinals. I thought they were going to have a much better of a season this year, and obviously health plays a big role in that.
Yeah, I think at some point there was a question about where I ranked Brissett among backup quarterbacks. I'd say I'd probably rank him well, certainly after a game like this, setting the NFL record for completions in a game, just crazy stuff. Hard not to rank him highly among backup quarterbacks. I mean, he's doing the job. I'll say personally, I was never really all that high on Arizona to begin with. I had them being 6-11 last in the division. So we're kind of seeing, in my opinion, a bit what we'd expect from Arizona. Maybe not quite this bad, and obviously you'd definitely hope for better health. You'd hope for Kyler to be more healthy. You'd hope for your running back situation to be a lot better. They've lost James Conner. They've lost Trey Benson, and now DeMercado is out as well. And obviously Marvin Harrison also not available in this game. They've also seen some of their defensive players in and out. Walter Nolan has been hurt a lot. Will Johnson's been in and out. So it's really hard to get much of a serious read on this Arizona team just with all the injuries they've had.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely going to be a season to forget for the Cardinals. I mean, they're kind of already on to next season. You mentioned James Conner getting Kyler Murray healthy and everything like that. I mean, it's yeah, they're already on to next year. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Can they make a comeback? They could. I'm just not seeing it happen in a very strong, tough NFC West.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of the NFC West, easily, Tad, we predicted that the best team in this division was going to be the LA Rams. And yeah, this was almost like a dogfight between these two teams, the Seahawks and the Rams, to see who was the top dog in the division. And the Rams came out on top at home in front of their fans who were extremely hyped up, a very hyped up crowd. Matthew Stafford, even in his long aged super season veteran days, 15 of 28 for 2 touchdowns. And yeah, I mean, Kyron Williams, I mean, certainly one of the more underrated running backs in the league. Uh, and, you know, obviously Puka Nakua going out there doing his. I mean, Tad, these were easily two top three receivers in the NFL going at it in Jackson Smith and Jigba and Puka Nakua. It
Yeah.
was, I mean, obviously the defense, both defenses did a really good job of containing them from doing more, but still, nonetheless, this was a really fun, entertaining game of football to watch. Um, and I think the ultimate killer, Tad, I mean, it was really a game of field goals for the Seahawks, but what really killed them was had to be the 4 interceptions by Sam Darnold.
Yeah, I mean, this is like what you've grown accustomed to seeing from Sam Darnold in the big games, unfortunately. I mean, we've saw it a lot towards the end of the year, a season ago, with all the turnovers. And I will say that the surprising part was it doesn't look like he was sacked. So generally, when he gets hit, it goes even worse for him. But they kept him, they avoided sacks. Maybe there was some pressure in there, but that's generally when he plays his worst football. So Sam Darnold, he's been having an incredible season, putting up incredible numbers, but here he is in this game to determine the lead in the division, and it sort of falls apart a bit at the worst possible moment. So you just gotta hope he can rebound, he can pull himself together and show up when it matters the most because that's not happened this time. And I mean, against the Rams, like we've seen him play against the Rams a season ago where he was 0-2 against the Rams as the Vikings quarterback, including that playoff loss. So I mean, there's things that Sam Darnold he can work on, and I mean, we know that he's got the talent. So just can he put it together?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Though it wasn't just a game of field goals, you also had the rushing touchdown by Kenneth Walker. What was your take on that Kenneth Walker touchdown? I personally feel like, I mean, him and Zach Charbonnet are a really good duo.
Yeah.
Kenneth Walker to me is way more of a fairly underrated running back in the NFL.
I agree. I'd say he's underrated even by his own coaching staff. I think they just don't get him the ball enough. They don't get him the ball in the key moments. And if they did, I think that this offense would take another leap forward. I'm a big believer in Kenneth Walker. I think he's one of like you said, I'd agree that he's one of the more underrated runners in the league. I think he can provide a lot. He can get the ball in the end zone when given opportunities. And he needs to be more of a featured back, in my opinion.
Yeah, he for sure needs to be way more of a featured back. Um, but still, good for him for getting that touchdown. Yeah, we predicted that the Rams were going to be the best team in the NFC West.
Yeah.
Matthew Stafford, again, I mean, not super flashy, but he doesn't need to be super flashy when you also have guys like Kyron Williams going out there and making incredible plays. Uh, I'm personally a big fan of Kyron Williams. Uh, what is it going to take ultimately? Everything you've seen, this 8-2 Rams team. I mean, you got Stafford, Williams, Puka Nakua. Blake Corum even can be sneakily good sometimes. I mean, even Tyler Higbee, Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams today had a super quiet game, but even him would be a major big part in what the LA Rams would need to do to win a Super Bowl, which is exactly what they're trying to do. What do they need to do exactly that? My thing would, I mean, I would easily keep saying like, trust Matthew Stafford's leadership, trust his execution on the field, but more than anything, I would say keep doing what you're doing on defense. This Rams defense is absolutely incredible. Guys like Kobe Durant with two pass deflections, three solo tackles. Yeah, Emmanuel Forbes Jr., Cameron Kitchens. Uh, just an all around well built team, the LA Rams.
Yeah. I mean, Matthew Stafford, he's one of the more veteran quarterbacks in the league at this point. Having one of his best seasons, he hasn't turned the ball over in several months. Playing like an MVP tier quarterback, and he's definitely in the running for that this year. Make no mistake. But yeah, for the Rams, like I'd say there's three keys that they're gonna have to have if they want to make a legit run for the Super Bowl. Number one, they're gonna have to keep Matthew Stafford clean, keep him upright. We saw the zero in the sack column on their side as well today, so that was very promising, and that's going to have to continue even against some of the high-powered defenses that they're going to see if they want to get to the Super Bowl. I mean, there's a lot of good defensive lines, front sevens in the NFC. You got to get past teams like Detroit, teams like Green Bay, Philadelphia. So if you want to like go far, then you're gonna have to block. And I mean, Matt Stafford, he's not like as one of the most mobile quarterbacks in the league. His skills are another area. So you got to keep him upright and you got to keep him healthy. That's number one. I'd say number two, the secondary is going to have to play at a high level. They're going to need their secondary to step up and make big plays. They're going to need to stop the other receivers. They do a decent job of that at times, but there can be some slippage in their secondary, particularly the cornerback room. So they're going to need to consistently play at a high level. And the front seven is going to need to get pressure. They have one of the best front sevens in the league. Jared Verse is an incredible player on the line, and they're just going to have to continue to cause havoc in the backfield.
I mean, absolutely. Defense wins championships. Jared Verse is an incredible player. Um, you know, yeah, as an opposing quarterback, you should be absolutely feared to go up against this LA Rams front seven. And, obviously, Sam Darnold today throwing the 4 interceptions in this matchup, that Rams front seven had to have played a major part in it. So,
Right.
I mean, and we saw it. We saw it for the whole game. Just the Rams really getting after Sam Darnold. Yeah, extremely low quarterback rating there too, 32. So yeah, the Rams get the win, 21-19, and uh, that's very big for them as they continue to keep their stature in the NFC. And you're going to need to do that with teams like Philadelphia, teams like Detroit, two teams that played each other on Sunday Night Football. Even Philadelphia, who actually ended up beating Detroit 16-9. Philadelphia is 8-2 as well. As this goes along. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Philadelphia 8-2 now. Yeah, and so yeah, the Rams are as well. I apologize. Yeah, so Jalen Hurts only let's only look at this. Yeah, first of all, this game, fantasy owners of Jared Goff and Jameson Williams were extremely disappointed. Well, I mean, not entirely of Jameson Williams. Those 4 catches for 88 yards and a touchdowns and one touchdown there. But yeah, fantasy owners of Jared Goff today, Tad, 14 of 37, 255 yards, a touchdown, interception. And yeah, Tad, what would you say to owners, fantasy owners of Jared Goff? And what advice would you give them? Should they keep Jared Goff? Is Jared Goff a quarterback for a franchise fantasy future? Yeah, what's your take on Jared Goff as a quarterback, real quick?
I mean, Philadelphia has one of the best secondaries in the league. They have one of the best defenses in the league. I wouldn't be overly concerned. I mean, 255 and a touchdown is not that bad. He wasn't efficient. I mean, he was quite erratic in the game, 14 of 37. That's not a very good completion percentage, but I thought, I mean, statistically from a fantasy standpoint, fairly average run of the mill game. Um, I mean, I don't know if I'd say he's like a franchise quarterback in fantasy at this point, but he's certainly quality player, and I mean he can provide a role on a winning team from a fantasy perspective, and certainly from an NFL perspective as well. Um, I mean he's obviously better than he showed against Philly. I mean Philly makes a lot of good quarterbacks look not so good. So really that's not a big surprise. I mean they have a great secondary. Quinion Mitchell is one of the best corners in the league. Just in the second year, of course, you have Dejean had the big interception there, his first career regular season interception. I mean, obviously, we know what he did uh, in the game's biggest stage, but he got the job done again there. Um, so yeah, I think this game it says a lot more about the Philadelphia defense than it does about the Detroit offense.
I mean, yeah, Philadelphia's defense is absolutely incredible. I mean, we absolutely knew that Philadelphia had all the pieces to do it again to come out of the NFC. Would you still predict Philadelphia to be the favorite team to come out of this conference?
I mean, in the preseason, I picked Detroit to win the conference over the Eagles in the championship, and I mean, at this point, like the Eagles have been the better team, and I predict the Eagles to be the 1 seed, the Lions to be the 3 seed in that preseason prediction I made. So I guess I mean things are kind of lining up like that would be very much possible, but I don't know. I mean, the Eagles they look very good. They look like if anything, they've gotten to be at about a similar level to where they were last year. The defense is still great. They've added Jahad Campbell, he's been incredible. They do lose some guys from last year, but I mean, there's no reason to think they couldn't repeat. I mean, they've got a lot of pieces, obviously the experience, so they'll be a factor. I mean, it's hard. It's really hard to go back to back. That's really hard to do. So it's not gonna be a walk in the park in the playoffs. I mean, they'll have to prove it every game. I mean, every game it's earned. You have to go earn it on the field. So we'll see what they do. They'll be a factor.
Yeah, I mean, of course. What's your take so far on, real quick, Tank Bigsby being a part of this Philly running back room now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're going to give the vast majority of the plays to Saquon, but I think Bigsby is a solid young player who's continuing to provide an impact. I mean, I think he's a solid piece. He's had some time in Jacksonville, and now he's having some time here. I think he'll be fine. I mean, he's a quality backup option. Will Shipley's solid as well. I think that the Philadelphia running back room is in very good shape.
Yeah, some guys to mention on the defensive side of the football. Jalen Carter, he played very well in this game. You mentioned Cooper DeJean, Kobe Dean. Uh, is there anyone else on the defensive side of the football that stood out to you for Philly?
I mean, there's just so many guys. They all played well. I mean, nobody in particular, but they all played well.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So Philly wins 16-9. Yeah. Did you have a matchup? Let's see. Yeah, another NFC. I guess another NFC team that I know you don't want to talk about. Yeah, unfortunately, Tad, you had to experience heartbreak against the Chicago Bears on a walk-off field goal. I see that you're wearing that Minnesota Timberwolves jersey, so I can only assume that you may or may not also be a Vikings fan who experienced the heartbreak when, um, well, you know the story. Um, First of all, JJ McCarthy, 16 to 32, a touchdown, two interceptions. I mean, last time he played the Bears, I mean, we kind of thought maybe going into this game, wow, JJ might have a really good game because last time he played the Bears, they got the win on Monday Night Football, and you had that like insane fourth quarter where he had over a 91 PFF grade, but and I don't want to say that like it was completely on him or anything like that. I mean, football's a team sport, but like what how do you feel for JJ McCarthy so far this, you're a missed field goal, a blocked field goal away from getting the win too. I mean, it's
Yeah,
I don't think he played horrible necessarily.
yeah. I mean, JJ McCarthy had quite the struggle. He was certainly not good. I mean, again, like you said, it's a team sport, all that yada yada, but the quarterback, I mean, he's got to be the leader. He's got to be the guy to get past a lot of the issues, and I mean, he wasn't good. Now, I mean, he was also starting his fifth game of his career. So, I mean, I think it's important to be patient with JJ McCarthy, and that's certainly a weird situation for the Vikings because the Vikings put a lot into this team being good, and quite frankly, they've not performed at the level they would have hoped. I mean, they added a lot of investment into the offensive line, and the offensive line has not been great. I mean, now they're starting to get healthy, so maybe they'll be better, but they've not been great. They put a lot of investment into the defensive line, and they've been solid. So this is a very weird football team. I mean, and at this point, they're 4-6. They're probably not going to make the playoffs. I mean, we'll see. They could make a run, but with what they have in front of them on the schedule, it's going to be tough. So with JJ McCarthy, I mean, I'm still kind of on a wait and see with JJ McCarthy. I mean, he has certainly shown flashes of brilliance. And he has also shown flashes of less than brilliance, to say the least. This was not a good game for him. He's had several games where he has not looked good. He has had a couple quarters where he has looked good. So I'm very patient there with the JJ. I mean, I'd say he deserves some more time to get it together. But they need more. I mean, the Vikings just need more. And again, that's not just from JJ McCarthy. They need more from the entire team. I mean, we've seen Justin Jefferson struggle a bit the last two games, which is not something that is very common. We generally see a lot out of Justin Jefferson, and we have not seen the same player the last 2 weeks. That's apparent to everyone. Um, so yeah, just a lot of struggle there. I will say the Vikings, they did a great job in the fourth quarter once again to regained the lead late in the game. I mean, for all the struggles JJ McCarthy had, he certainly did not give up late in the game. He had that go ahead touchdown drive to pass to Jordan Addison there in the fourth quarter. So I do think he deserves some credit for that, even despite all the struggles he had. So there were some promising signs, but overall, they just need a more complete game.
Yeah. Is there anything that you can positively worth note for Chicago?
I mean, Chicago ran the ball incredibly well in this football game for the most part. I mean, the average, I mean, it doesn't look as high as I would have expected. They only averaged 3.6 yards per rush, but it felt like whenever they needed a big run, they could get it. I mean, their offensive line, for the most part, dominated the game. I mean, much so more than the first time these two teams met. Um, Caleb Williams, I mean, he made the plays he needed to make. He made some big connections. He ran the ball fine. He evaded pressure very well. That's probably his best skill as an NFL player to this point. DeAndre Swift ran the ball well. Kyle Monangai got a touchdown. Uh, yeah, so I mean, Chicago, they played a solid game. The defense forced turnovers. Obviously a beautiful moment there with Nashawn Wright getting that interception in the end zone. So that was a big moment for him, a big moment for the team. So Chicago played a good game.
And they are now ahead of the Green Bay Packers in the division. Green Bay, who went on the road and beat the New York Giants 27-20 this week. Tad Green Bay now 6-3-1. We obviously thought for most of that matchup, and thank you so much for the report on Vikings Bears, by the way. But yeah, as far as the Packers and Giants go, yeah, Jordan Love, 13 of 24, 2 touchdowns in this football game. And I mean, there was definitely some incredible plays that got made throughout this game. And obviously, Jordan, good thing that Jordan Love was okay. He did have to go to the blue tent for a couple of drives in this game, but then he was able to come back out and fortunately play in this one. But yeah, specifically Savion Williams, the one catch for 33 yards. Tad, when Savion Williams made that incredible catch and that incredible play down the sideline, yeah, what was going through your head? What was your emotions when Jordan Love made that incredible play to Savion Williams? And then my next question would be, where would you rank Savion Williams amongst wide receivers in the NFC North specifically?
Yeah, I mean, Savion Williams, he's a rookie. He hasn't really done a whole ton. So he would not rank all that highly. Just the one catch in this game. So, um, in terms of how I felt, like honestly, I can't even place exactly where that catch happened in the game. So I'm not thinking of like any particular feelings, emotions, all of that. But I know Savion Williams is a fast player. He can
Yep.
certainly make plays. He can certainly make plays in the return game. So that there it was. It was late in the fourth quarter. 5:56 left. They were driving down the field at that point. So that was on a touchdown drive. Perhaps even their go-ahead touchdown drive. Yeah, that was on. Yeah, they were down 20-19, and he made the big play there late in the game. So, I mean, a big moment there. Jordan Love trusting his receiver, and Williams making the play. So, just a very interesting dynamic in the Packers receiver room. I mean, we've been waiting like all year for like anyone to step up as like a number one level receiver. I mean, I thought early on maybe it could be Matthew Golden, the rookie first round pick, and so far he's had a bit of a slow start, some injury problems, some problems just
Um,
getting the ball. So very interesting there.
Also worth noting, Jaden Reed being out for the season too
Yeah,
doesn't help this wide receiver room. Their best receiver.
certainly. Certainly Jaden Reed, who some might consider their best receiver. I mean, he certainly is a high level player there. So just to me, like right now, it looks like this is a receiver room that has a lot of like I don't mean to say this in a way, this might not sound the way that I mean, but they have a lot of like number two level receivers, like YR2 level receivers in this team. Like Christian Watson is a good receiver. Romeo Dobbs is a good receiver. Matthew Golden is a good receiver. Jaden Reed, when he's healthy, he's a good receiver. Even Dontavian Wicks can be a good receiver, but can any one of these guys step up and be the alpha in this receiver room? That's been my question all year.
Yeah, yeah, it's a very well-rounded wide receiver room. Green Bay is going to do what the Green Bay has always done. Uh, yeah, switching offenses to the New York Giants, who unfortunately did come up short today. But nonetheless, yeah, famous Jameis Winston, 19 of 29, 201 yards. He unfortunately did throw an interception. Yeah, where do you rank Jameis Winston amongst third string quarterbacks in the league?
I mean, is he a third string quarterback at this point? They chose him over Russell Wilson. I'd say at this point he's the backup at this point. Since they chose him actively over Russell Wilson, he's not injured.
Well, then I guess where would you rank him amongst backup quarterbacks in the league?
I mean, in terms of backup quarterbacks in the league, I would have to say Jameis Winston is, in terms of excitement factor, in terms of enjoyment to watch, he'd have to be like top five for sure, maybe even higher. I mean, just watching Jameis Winston have a chance to play football. I mean, I think Jameis Winston, some way or another, he needs to play football like every week. I mean, just the joy of Jameis Winston, just his interviews is great. His press conferences are great. His ability on the field is just so exciting to watch. It doesn't always turn out the best, but it's entertaining to watch. He's quoting Hamilton references in his press conferences. I mean, I love watching Jameis Winston just be Jameis Winston.
Yes, absolutely. He's a whole character in this league, absolutely. And yeah, he's always fun to watch. You would have liked to have maybe seen him throw a touchdown today,
Yeah.
but he did rush for a touchdown, 3 carries for 10 yards. But one man that did keep his team in this game, and some may or may not say that he does not a lot or a lot. I personally feel like he has always been a solid contributor to any system that he's been on. But yeah, Devin Singletary, 16 carries for 44 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Tad, I want to personally tell you my thoughts and emotions on that second touchdown. I was thinking, man, how little he does for his team scoring 2 touchdowns, because we were talking to the chat saying, well, I don't know. You apparently I'm a lot bigger and higher on Devin Singletary than you are.
Yeah, a lot higher.
Yeah, and I just want to get your thoughts and takes on that. I mean, yeah, you're talking. We're looking at Devin Singletary here. I mean, he used to play for Buffalo. Now he's playing for the Giants. I mean, you look at his career overall. Yeah, over 4,000 yards, 26 touchdowns. Uh, yeah, wow. Okay. This was only his. Those 2 touchdowns were his only 2 touchdowns of the whole season. Okay. So really looking at it, but okay. So what? So okay. I guess what's your overall take then on Devin Singletary? Since
I mean, Devin Singletary had a legendary game. I mean, it was a very strong performance. And that's like exactly what you would hope to see. I mean, that's even more than you'd hope to see out of your third string running back there. I mean, he certainly is he can contribute in the role he's given. He's like I think the point I was trying to get at in the chat was more so that like he's just never had a big role, and it's may or may not have came out a little more harsh than I intended. And it was certainly like not meant as like a jab at Devin Singletary. I mean, he is very good at his role. It's just his role has never been that large of a role. I mean, he had some solid seasons with Buffalo. He had the 7 touchdown year in 2021 where he had 877 touchdowns, probably his career highlight that year. So, I mean, people need players that can make plays like this on their team. I mean, he can contribute to a solid team.
Yeah, yeah, his third team. Now he also used to play for Houston for one season.
Mhm.
Uh, he had 216 yards there. Carries. That was his career high in carries. But yeah, yeah. Devin Singletary, he's a solid enough running back, if you will, in that category. So yeah, the Packers do get the win today, 27-20. So yeah, that's big. That's big for them. I guess our next matchup that we can talk about, Tad, is, let's see. Is there one that you wanted to fixate on?
Oh, we could get through the Thursday night game, Patriots Jets. Big game for Drake May there.
Oh
25
yeah,
34, 281 and a touchdown. As the Patriots maintain the best record in the AFC, tied at 9-2. So a very good start for the Patriots. They maintain their lead in the division as they continue to jockey for playoff positioning. Just very strong game. We're seeing Travion Henderson, the rookie running back, finally break out after he was behind Ramondre Stevenson most of the year, part of the year, even behind some other guys. But now with Stevenson hurt, we're seeing a big opportunity there. 19 carries, 62 yards. 2 touchdowns, also a touchdown receiving. So three total touchdowns, 31 receiving yards. What's your take on Travion Henderson and where would you rank him?
well, I haven't come out with an official running back rankings list, but I would rank him. I mean, probably a middle. I mean, I'd say he's a middle of the pack running back. But
Certainly,
today, but
sorry.
but today he had an incredible game. 19 carries for 2 touchdowns. I mean, yeah, looking at Travion Harrison, the rookie out of Ohio State. Yeah, 11 carries for 100. 11. Yeah, sorry, 100 carries for 492 yards, 5 touchdowns. Amongst rookies, amongst offensive rookies this season, I would have to rank him a top 5 offensive rookie. Tad.
Yep, certainly a very interesting take there. He has not really like I know a lot of fans in like Patriots land and certainly in fantasy land as well have been clamoring for him to get more touches, and now that's finally coming to reality. It remains to be seen how that's going to look when their starter comes back, Stevenson, when he gets healthy. So hopefully they continue to keep him involved in the offense because this has a potential to continue to be one of the better offenses in the league. I mean, we've just seen unbelievable level of play from New England. I mean, none of us saw this coming. Like Drake May has been incredible. Now they're getting their running game going. Stephon Diggs had a big game. Um, Mac Hollins can be solid at times. Kyle Williams, he didn't have any catches in this game, but he can be sneakily good.
And where would you rank Stephon Diggs amongst receivers in the league? I mean, 9 catches for 105 yards. See, Tad, a lot of people I think wrote off Stephon Diggs, even including in the very fantasy league that you and me are in. You know, I mean, I picked him up as a free agent. So
Yeah, I mean, it was
you
easy
know,
to like, wonder where he would be after the injury. Wonder if he could be the same level of receiver he was in the past. And I mean, I mean, it's fair to say he'll probably never have the same statistics he did like in Buffalo and Minnesota, but he's still a reliable target. He still is a factor on a good offense. 659 yards, 3 touchdowns so far this year. So he's kind of reverting back to form, he is still a player that can produce big moments. He also has, well, last year he had a rushing touchdown. It looks like he has not ran the ball this year, but Stephon Diggs is a player that he can stretch the field. He can make clutch contested catches. So it's good to see him on a fun offense once again.
Yeah, absolutely. And where would you rank Mike Vrabel amongst head coaches in the league?
I mean, I'd have to say at this point in the year, he is either number one or number two in the running for coach of the year at this point. Um, I mean, it's probably between Steichen and Indianapolis. And I mean, maybe you could make a late case for Dave Canales as well in Carolina, but I'd say right now, I mean, it's hard not to say Mike Vrabel would be number one, maybe number two, but probably number one on the list overall in terms of my coach rankings for what he's done this year.
Well, for coach of the year, right?
Yeah. Yeah, for what he's done this year. I mean, he's had an incredible year.
Right. Yeah. So the New England Patriots are 9-2. They're doing absolutely incredible things, and they need to keep doing incredible things to keep up with a team, say none other than yours truly, the Denver Broncos, who beat the Kansas City Chiefs 22-19 today. I personally did not predict the Broncos to come out and win this game. I mean, and even for most of this game, Tad, I mean, the Chiefs did their thing. I mean, even the opening play, you get that sack right off the bat, and you just figured, wow, here comes the Chiefs front seven. They're going to rush Bo Nix all game long. But no, I mean, Bo Nix, incredibly resilient. I mean, 24 for 37 today. But yeah, in the 295 yards, no touchdowns, no picks. But yeah, I was just, really impressed with the ultimate resiliency, even being down 13-6 in the fourth quarter. And then Will Lutz comes, on to kick the game-winning field goal. And I mean, you're having flashbacks from, I mean, a season ago with
Yeah.
that game in Arrowhead Stadium when the field goal gets blocked. So, you're just like going into this, hoping and thinking, and that wasn't going to happen again. Even Will Lutz, who does sometimes miss, but not this time. Yeah, Tad, what was your take on this game? I mean, don't get and let me yeah, and let me don't get me wrong. The Chiefs played an incredible game. They really did. I mean, the Patrick Mahomes when he did throw that touchdown to Travis Kelsey, I was pretty impressed by it. And all game long, the Chiefs had me on the edge of my seat, and it was really fun to watch. It was just a really good game of football.
Yeah, my take on the game, I mean, it was a very interesting game. I mean, to me, like this was kind of a prove it game for Denver. I mean, they had the sparkly record, 8-2, undefeated at home, first place in the division. So to me, when I was looking at this game, I was just asking Denver, can you do it against a serious contender like Kansas City? And they answered all the questions in a positive, affirmative manner. They showed up, they competed at a high level, they went back and forth, they were challenged late in the game, they saw their lead evaporate with Kansas City taking the lead, like you said, with that touchdown to Kelsey. It was looking like it would be a vintage Patrick Mahomes moment where he sort of comes back, reclaims the glory, reclaims the division like he's done pretty much every year. But Denver put a stop to that. They made huge plays late in the game. They made huge plays on that drive where they ultimately tied the game, and then the drive where they took the lead as well. So we just saw huge moments. We saw huge plays from Denver, exactly what they need, exactly what you would expect from Bo Nix in a moment like that. They got what they needed. And like especially on that 3rd and 15 conversion where they hit Cortland Sutton late in the game.
Yes.
That was a huge play that really turned it around because if you don't convert that, you give Patrick Mahomes the ball with a chance to win the game. And then, I mean, we've all seen that story. We all know what happens if you give Patrick Mahomes the ball with a chance to win the game. That doesn't end well for the opposing team. So a huge moment there to get that conversion. You do love to see that. And I mean, like you said, for Will Lutz to come back from what happened last year, we all saw what happened last year with the field goal. I will say it was probably not quite as intimidating of a moment with first off it being at home and second off if he misses the field goal it goes to overtime. They don't lose the game immediately like it was last year it was if you miss it you lose the game. This year it was to win the game and you weren't going to lose either way. So big moment for Lutz. He made a clutch kick. He made a couple clutch kicks in that fourth quarter. So huge moment for him, huge moment for the Denver team. And now I think it's fair to say that they have gotten a little bit of distance now in the AFC West. Big win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Really big win. So really good for the Broncos. And I mean, the AFC still runs through the Chiefs. Don't get me wrong. I mean, the season's far from over for them. And Christmas Day will be an extremely fun game between the two clubs and the two franchises. So definitely don't count out the Chiefs whatsoever just yet. I mean, their season is still
Mhm.
extremely far from over. I mean, they got a big game coming up next week against the Colts. We'll definitely see what happens there. Yeah. The Pittsburgh Steelers, yeah, speaking of AFC teams, Pittsburgh Steelers 34-12 over the Cincinnati Bengals today. This was supposed to be Aaron Rodgers versus Joe Flacco, the second version of it. Um, but why am I seeing Mason Rudolph in here?
Yeah, he came into the game when Aaron Rodgers hurt his wrist. And now I mean
Yes, that's right. Yeah,
injuries
Aaron Rodgers did hurt his non-throwing wrist. But Aaron Rodgers right now is still saying that that could be questionable going into next week. But still, nonetheless, Joe Flacco. I mean, last time he played the Steelers, we saw Joe Flacco play a way better game last time around than this time around.
yeah,
I
yeah.
Because like fantasy owners of Joe Flacco, like myself, definitely thought, wow, he might even go off and play the Pittsburgh defense because he's very familiar with Pittsburgh and everything. And some people may or may not have asked whether or not he should start Joe Flacco or Jacoby Brissett. Tad, I consulted you. You were part of this consultant committee. And amongst our chat, you said I should start Flacco. Another one of our friends said we should start Jacoby Brissett. I decided to choose Joe Flacco. And I mean, yeah, I got absolutely scorched for starting Joe Flacco and not starting Jacoby Brissett. Um, and I mean, listen, Pittsburgh, their front seven came to play. Their defense came to play. Their secondary as well. They were not going to let Joe Flacco cook them again this time. So, extremely great credit to the Pittsburgh Steelers defense today with guys like Jalen Ramsey and Patrick Queen, James Pierre, men like that. So, this Pittsburgh Steelers defense, and of course, TJ Watt, uh, easily the best player on the entire team. So, yeah, Steelers weren't going to let it happen again.
No,
At
I mean this was a win that the Steelers they absolutely needed to get. I mean, there are other teams in the AFC North that are making charges mid-season to take over the lead in the division, and Pittsburgh at this point, they need every win they can get. They can not afford to lose games like this, and they showed up. They did what they needed to do. Mason Rudolph in relief played at a high level, 12 of 16, 127 and a touchdown. He should get some credit for the way he played. Um, Without him, it's questionable what they would have been able to do. So, I mean, we don't know if he's going to be starting this week, depending on how Rodgers recovers. If they do need to go to Mason Rudolph, that'll be an interesting moment there. So we'll see how that goes. Hope for the best for Rodgers to recover. But yeah, I mean, Pittsburgh, they did what they had to do. They ran the ball very well. Running back by committee there. 10 carries for Warren, 62 yards, 9 carries for Gainwell, 24 yards. And for Gainwell, he was more effective in the receiving game, 7 catches for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. So, I mean, it seems like they have a solid committee going on there in the backfield. Also, Caleb Johnson with 5 carries for 15 yards. So it seems they're somewhat utilizing 3 running backs there, mainly Warren and Gainwell. So very solid situation there for Pittsburgh in the backfield.
Yeah, very solid situation indeed, and a really good big win for them. Another big win for another AFC team was the Buffalo Bills. They beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 44-32 in a game that I personally liked to call. Yeah, Bacon Josh really going at it. These two men, Baker Mayfield and Josh Allen. But no, seriously, opposing fantasy owners of Josh Allen who were playing against me really were having a good time. Josh Allen today, 3 touchdowns, 3 rushing touchdowns. He did get the 2 picks. Tad, I haven't updated my quarterback rankings, but if I were to, I would have to easily put Josh Allen, especially after this game head to head. Josh Allen, I'd have to rank Josh Allen number one.
Yeah, I think if I were to have done QB rankings throughout the season, I probably would have left Josh Allen number one. He was number one in my early season quarterback rankings, and I've seen no real reason to change that. He's been incredible. 6 touchdowns overall today, 3 rushing, 3 receiving. So you do love to see that out of Josh Allen. Some people may or may not have been against him in fantasy. Some people may have started him in fantasy. I certainly started him in another league, so he certainly saved my skin in a game that I won by about 6 points. So thank you to Josh Allen. That was absolutely incredible to watch on my end. But on the reels, I mean, this was a very high level football game, 2 good teams. Tampa Bay was certainly game for a challenge, but at the end of the day, I mean, Buffalo, they made plays on offense, they made plays on defense, some big fumble recoveries, some big interceptions there. Cole Bishop had that huge interception late in the game that really sealed the momentum.
Yeah, Cole Bishop is incredibly great at what he does. I was surprised how Tampa Bay kind of let this game get away from them later on, but I mean, Josh Allen just absolutely closed this one out and led his team to in another amazing. Yeah, Tad, real quick, where would you rank Sean McDermott amongst head coaches in the NFL?
I mean, Sean McDermott's a solid head coach. He's competed at pretty much every year. I'd say it's hard not to say he's like top 10 probably. He's had Buffalo competitive pretty much every year.
Yeah, but the same thing for the Bills. I mean, I mean, they're gonna easily win the AFC. Well, I don't know. It's gonna. What if the AFC playoff like the 7th seed? What if like the 7th seed came down to the Chiefs and the Bills at the end of the season? That would be something insane, wouldn't it?
I mean, I think the Bills are going to be well above the 7 line. I think they'll finish. I mean, if they don't win the division, I personally still think they'll win the division. I think they'll beat the Patriots in the rematch. And I just trust them to finish a little better. So we'll see how that goes. But even if they end up behind, I think they'll still probably be 5 or 6 as a wild
And
card.
And do you want to know what the name of that rematch would be?
I think we have a good idea of what you might say.
It would be Drake and Josh.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's what
Yes.
you. Yep.
Anywho, yeah, the Bills win 44-32. But Tampa Bay, I mean, don't get me wrong, Tampa Bay is still going to win the division. I mean, Sean Tucker today, 19 carries, 106 yards, two touchdowns. I was honestly, personally, very surprised by the Sean Tucker performance with the two touchdowns, as it's only his fourth of the season. This is now his career high in touchdowns this current season. So an up and coming, developing back in the league, and with our already banged up running back room for Tampa Bay, that was an incredible performance for
Mhm.
him despite the loss. So yeah, shout out to him, Sean Tucker, with the performance today.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Tucker, he's always been an intriguing running back. I thought he was incredible at Syracuse, and now here he is in the NFL. You're seeing him show up with his opportunities. I mean, he's a very reliable, trustworthy player. And Tampa Bay, they are a very good team. They still have a good chance to win the division. I wouldn't say it's so much of a sure thing with one team making a late season charge, but Tampa Bay at this point, they are still the strong favorite to win the division. You do love to see that out of them. And also I do love to see Teddy Bridgewater getting in the game for one snap. He had
Yes.
one run for -1 yards. So probably like a kneel down type situation, maybe, or maybe just something like that. But I just love to see Teddy Bridgewater playing in the NFL once again.
Another player that we like to see, because you were talking about the NFC South, the Carolina Panthers get the overtime win against the Atlanta Falcons, 30-27 in overtime. Man, a crushing defeat for the Atlanta Falcons, and I've want to before absolutely anything, devastating news and very. I mean, it just even breaks my heart to even say and think about it. Michael Penix Jr., uh, who tore his ACL in this football game and is going to be out again. And when I say again, Tad, this is now his fifth season-ending injury in the past 8 seasons of him playing like football, even dating back to his college days. Um, I mean, yeah, I know that like people are gonna like the obvious like answer to say is, oh, hope he can come back healthy and hope he can recover well. I mean, obviously that's the goal, that's the hope, but just like from a personal stand, like from like a almost like a human standpoint, like just I mean, he doesn't deserve this. He doesn't deserve like what he's been through for the incredibly talented player that he is.
Yeah, I mean, he was very much fun to watch in college, and I mean, we've seen, like you said, all the injuries there. Certainly unfortunate, and now it's coming back to bite once again in the NFL. So these, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see how he recovers. I mean, with having your knee messed up this many times, I mean, that's not easy to come back from. There's just no way around it. It's not going to be an easy road to recovery. So, I mean,
Yeah,
this certainly throws into question, a lot of things for the Atlanta Falcons from a football perspective. But like you said, I mean, obviously you just care on a human level first before any of that. But I mean, from a football perspective for Atlanta, this just, I mean, they have a lot of questions moving forward after this situation, unfortunately.
yeah, yep. Very sad situation there for Michael Penix Jr. Big hopes for him to come back and recover well. Obviously, um, now Kirk Cousins will be moving forward as the starter. Very frustrating for some people in fantasy leagues who have a bidding system and tried to get Kirk Cousins on the waiver wire and who got outbid when this person's gut instinctual feeling was to put everything he had in the bank on Kirk Cousins, the $54 that I had remaining on my account to bid on Kirk Cousins. I should have just done that to get him, but instead I got outbid in our league. As 7 people in our fantasy league bid on Kirk Cousins, if that tells you anything. So now
Yeah.
going forward, a lot of faith that he can carry it on as the starter, and that's exactly what the Falcons are going to need to do. I mean, the pressure's all back on the shoulders of Kirk now, and yeah, he definitely made that resilient comeback. You know, he did what he needed to do to force the overtime. Obviously collapsed in the overtime, but ultimately, Ted, yeah, Bryce Young, NFC Offensive Player of the Week for a reason.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is the quarterback that the Carolina Panthers were hoping to see when they spent that number one overall pick, when they traded away all that draft capital several years ago. Obviously, it's been a tumultuous journey. He's had plenty of downs and very few ups, but this is a huge moment. This is the first time in his career that the Carolina Panthers have really been in contention for anything. They are now one one half game behind Tampa Bay in the division. They are right in the middle of the division race, the wild card race. I mean, we are talking about a potential playoff run for Carolina. Obviously, a long ways to go before they get there, but at this point, to even be in contention, considering where they were 2 years ago, is a huge improvement. So Bryce Young, the NFC Offensive Player of the Week, 31 of 45, 448, 3 touchdown passes. So certainly had his best game of his career. Set the Carolina record for passing yards in a game. So this is, like I said, what they were hoping to see from him, what they were hoping to see from T-Mac, their top receiver, 8 catches, 130 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So this is what Carolina wants their offense to look like, obviously. This is the vision. We are seeing the vision of the Carolina Panthers, a team that has been struggling for the past half decade or more. And we are seeing a beautiful vision come together. We are seeing the influence of Dave Canales, a very underrated head coach. And this is what they want their offense to look like. Now, there's still things that can improve. The running game can improve. Only 67 rushing yards for the game. So, I mean, they could run the ball a little better. Rico Dowdle, 19 carries, 45 yards. Chuba Hubbard, 4 carries for 21 yards. So some very interesting statistics there. They could get more stops on defense, but all in all, they had a game that they had to find a way to win, and they do. I mean, and everyone came together to get the job done. They got some big stops on defense in overtime. Ryan Fitzgerald, he deserves a lot of credit, 3 for 3 on field goals, made some clutch kicks. So just an all-around team win for Carolina.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I couldn't have put that better myself. So, yeah, Carolina gets a really good win against the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm really excited to see what the Panthers can do. See if they can beat out the Tampa Bay Buccaneers potentially, perhaps for this divisional title. So it's going to be fun and interesting to see. Yeah, let's see. Another intriguing matchup uh, to fixate on real quick was the Dolphins and Commanders game. Yeah, once it got to the overtime, I mean, this was definitely a very anticlimactic game. Well, I don't want to say anticlimactic. I mean, it was definitely a game between two ball clubs that are, I mean, certainly struggling. But yeah, Tua Tagovailoa versus Marcus Mariota. So a very intriguing matchup, between these two quarterbacks. Tua didn't throw any touchdowns, but I mean, Devin A-Chain, 21 carries for 120 yards. Ollie Gordon getting involved. Yeah, Jalen Waddle as well. Yeah, this was a big game of field goals for the Miami Dolphins. And then I want to say that they also had, the Ollie Gordon touchdown. Yeah, what's your take on Ollie Gordon amongst running backs in the league? I feel like he's one of the more underrated ones, to be honest.
I mean, he obviously doesn't get a whole ton of carries behind Achane, who is one of the best running backs in the league. So certainly an interesting situation there. But Gordon is exciting. He can be a big playmaker. And to be honest, had I started him in one of my fantasy leagues, I probably would have won instead of lost. So that was a very unfortunate decision on my part. But Ollie Gordon, I mean, he's fun to watch. He was fun to watch in college. He sort of got a bit underrated in the draft process and all that, but I think he has potential to be a breakout player with more opportunities. Obviously, Achane deserves to be the RB1. He's been incredible, one of the best in the league. So Gordon's not going to get a whole ton of catch touches, but he can certainly produce in his role. I mean, I'd have a lot of faith in Ollie Gordon being a fun player to watch.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Would you say he's fantasy pickup worthy?
Yes, absolutely. No question.
An interesting take. Yeah. So, yeah, two struggling teams. The Commanders, I mean, this will be definitely a season to forget with their starting quarterback being out. Marcus Mariota, I mean, he's solid enough amongst backups trying to come in and fill his role. They unfortunately do not get the win, though, today against the Miami Dolphins. Mike McDaniel saves his job for one more week. Who, in a funny moment after the game, snuck into the press conference room to ask his running back a question. So, yeah, Mike McDaniel doing Mike McDaniel things. He saves his job potentially, perhaps for another week. Obviously it's the plan to keep him to the end of the season, but still, I mean, he needs every win he can get. So that'll be an interesting storyline to watch throughout the season. Yeah, another one is the Dallas Cowboys. They beat the Las Vegas Raiders today. Tad, real quick before anything, where do you rank Pete Carroll amongst head coaches in the NFL? Specifically this season, even. Like,
I mean, this year it's hard to rank him very highly. I mean, but it's a weird situation he was put in. I mean, this we I expected more from this Las Vegas team. I mean, I obviously didn't expect them to be a contender, but I would expect them to at least be more respectable, more competitive, and we have just not seen that. I mean, Geno Smith has not been good. Their offensive line has not been good at all in any stretch of the imagination. Um, and I mean, some of their play calling throughout the season has just been very questionable. I know we've talked in depth about the Pete Carroll situation with some of the calls he's made, and we've debated the quality of his calls at times. But I don't know. I mean, honestly, at this point, it's really hard to put a lot of the issue on Pete Carroll. I mean, it's just, I mean, players make plays, and you expected your veteran quarterback to be better than what you've got from Geno Smith. I don't mean to like dog on Geno Smith so much because he's had
I just
an
feel like Geno Smith is over the hill in his NFL career.
Yeah, not at this point, there's no question. I mean, he's had a solid late career resurgence in Seattle, but it seems that in this system, he's not the guy for this system. I mean, it's not worked
Like, and
out.
I don't mean to say that like he is completely over with his NFL
Mhm.
career. I just think that he's already peaked. Like, I think that we've already seen the best of Geno Smith.
Oh yeah, there's no question about it at this point. I mean, it's brutal to see. And yeah, this team it's like I don't think either of us expected the Raiders to be a particularly good team by any stretch, but like I said, I expected them to compete a little better than they did, but they just they haven't done it. I mean, they just haven't gotten the consistency. They don't run the ball enough. Only 6 carries for Ashton Genty, your star rookie running back. He can't get him the ball more than 6 times in the game. He did have 6 catches for 27 yards, but in terms of the running game, I mean, just not enough. A very befuddling game plan for the Las Vegas Raiders.
Oh yeah, absolutely, indeed. But the Cowboys, I mean, they get an exciting win, right? I mean, Javante Williams, Dak Prescott, 4 touchdowns. Um, yeah, yeah. Where do you rank Dak Prescott amongst fantasy players overall right now?
Yeah, a very interesting question there. I mean, as a quarterback, he's had a great year. I mean, he's a quarterback that I think any fantasy player would want to have on their team. So 25 out of 33, 268, four
Would you
touchdowns.
rank Dak Prescott above or below Jared Goff?
I would certainly rank Dak Prescott, from a fantasy perspective purely. I'd rank him above Jared Goff.
An interesting take. What about from a non-fantasy perspective?
From a non-fantasy perspective, I mean, Jared Goff wins more, I guess. I mean, he's got a better team around him than Dak Prescott. So that's kind of a tough situation. I mean, Dak is playing at an unbelievable level this year. I'd probably say Dak is playing a little better than Goff this year. Crazy to say considering where Dallas is and where Detroit is, but like you just have to like look at just throughout the entirety of the season how bad Dallas's defense has been. They've got one of the worst defenses in the league throughout the year. I mean, they played a lot better today in this game, I should say. They played a lot better. I mean, against a bad Raiders offense, they showed up and they did the job. But overall, I mean, they've just the reason Dallas has a losing record is not Dak Prescott. The reason they have a losing record is just how bad their defense has been this year. And I mean, I just think, I mean, Dallas's defense, I mean, you can tell they're missing out on like certain key spots on the team. I mean, if they had like an elite rusher, I mean, I just wonder where this defense would be. Like, would Dallas be like a contender? I mean, maybe not like a Super Bowl level contender, but you certainly think that if they had like one more player on a key spot, this might be a team that could potentially make the playoffs, maybe make a run, probably not, but maybe have a chance to make a run. We'll see. But I mean, they don't have that player, so just a lot of questions to be asked for America's team, allegedly.
uh, Great stuff by the one and only Tad Dorsey. Oh man. Yeah, last but not least, the Chargers and the Jaguars. Uh, Tad, the Jaguars have made themselves a sneakily factor in the AFC, winning
Hmm.
today 35-6, 14 of 22 for Trevor Lawrence, a touchdown and an interception. Yeah, so and Baishal Tootin, real quick, where do you rank Baishal Tootin? 15 carries, 74 yards and a touchdown. Where do you rank him amongst second string running backs in the league?
Yeah, I mean, he was just tooting down the field all the game, 74 yards, a touchdown. He was incredible. I think he is a very high level rookie running back. I think he's going to have a great career. If you were to have drafted him in a dynasty fantasy football draft, you're probably very excited with the way he's looked. I mean, I know I certainly am. So, Tootin, a very fun player to watch. Travis Etienne, fun. Obviously, you know what you get there, 4 rushing touchdowns as a team. Just total domination by Jacksonville. The Chargers, they didn't have an answer. Their offensive line is in a very unfortunate state with all the injuries. Keenan Allen did what he could. I mean, it was a tough game for them. Jacksonville, they just came to play. Oluokun was great. Devin Lloyd was great. I mean, Jacksonville is a sneakily good team. They might be a team that sneaks around and tries to throw a monkey wrench into the playoffs. The Chargers, I mean, this is a team that, with where their offensive line is with all their injuries, I think this is a team that could fall out of the playoffs pretty easily. And we could see a team like Baltimore past them. Baltimore is a team that won today as well. They beat Cleveland, so that was a big win for them. But the Chargers, I mean, I'd be worried about the Chargers in terms of the playoff standings. I would not be feeling too comfortable if I'm a supporter of the Chargers.
Trey Lance even got into this game 3 of 8 for 37 yards. Where do you rank Trey Lance? I mean, it's always great to see Trey Lance playing football in any setting or scenario.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't really seen a whole lot out of Trey Lance. It's really hard to give him much of a strong ranking. I mean, we know what he can do. We've seen some of it in like college and such, but I mean, we just at this point in his career, he's just never really been on the field too much, so it's hard to give him like that fair of a rating. I'd say he's at this point fair to say he's an average NFL backup quarterback.
For sure. Yep, Jaguars win 35-6. So, yeah, week 12 was a very interesting week. Any surprises that stood out to you? Or
Yeah,
week
I mean,
11, sorry.
I will say I was also surprised that the Titans kept it so close with the Texans. With the Texans, they did get that 16 to 13 win. Big for them to win with the backup quarterback Davis Mills. So that was interesting to see. Big win for them, 5-5. They're also a team fighting for their playoff life. Like I said, with Baltimore as well, they get the close win over Cleveland. Shedeur Sanders made his NFL debut in relief of a concussed Dylan Gabriel, and he will be starting. So interesting stuff there. Just we're seeing a lot of playoff posturing in the AFC right now, and I think there's a lot of drama yet to be had this season.
Yeah, I mean the season's still just getting started for the Texans, so this was a big win for them. I feel really bad for the Titans, and I mean,
Mhm.
do you think that there's any light anytime soon at the end of their tunnel, or is it a pretty dark tunnel they're in right now?
I mean, they're gonna get the number one pick for back-to-back years and all likelihood. I mean, and if not number one, then they'll get a very high pick. I mean, they currently have the worst record in the league, but and I mean, they're in an odd position where they already have their franchise quarterback. At least they believe Cam Ward is the guy. That's why they drafted him number one. So they can use their number one pick for, or whatever pick they get, I should say. I shouldn't assume they're going to get number one, but they should use whatever high pick they're going to get to draft the best available player. And that actually puts them in a kind of strong position somewhat in the draft that they can get whatever franchise cornerstone they want to get. They don't have to get a quarterback.
Right. So, um, yeah, a long ways to go from like I'd say thousands of miles to go for the Titans, like millions of miles to go for the Titans to
Yeah.
the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah. I mean, this is right now, make no mistake, this is not a good football team. I mean, they know what they are. And I think I mean, they're gonna do what they can to improve. I mean, there's like you said, a long ways to go, but we'll see if they stick with the program and can turn their franchise around. That's what any team in their spot would try to do.
Absolutely. Yep. So Davis Mills, he keeps it going for them. Woody Marks, 18 carries for 44 yards. Nico Collins, uh, very solid there as well. So, yeah, the Titans know what they are, but the Texans, kind of the same story with them. It's just, well, I mean, I don't think they're a bad team, but CJ Stroud's out. So, we'll see what actually ends up happening with them. I mean, lots of things can happen. Still lots of season left. We're in that fun, kind of exciting part where anything can kind of happen right now. So it'll be very interesting to see what happens here and
Oh yeah,
going into next week into week 12.
certainly. So a very interesting week 11 there, like you said. One thing that really interests me and surprises me looking at the standings right now, if the season ended today, the Detroit Lions would miss the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's a big surprise.
Uh, well, I mean, the Detroit Lions still, like I said, I mean, there's still lots of time to,
Yeah.
kind of, to really turn this thing around. So don't count them out
No, definitely not.
at all. Yeah.
I mean, I'd still pick them to win the division. I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, they still have another game left against Chicago, still have a game against Green Bay. We'll see. It's going to be a fun last stretch of the season.
I mean, yeah, Carolina's right there. I mean, Minnesota. Minnesota's still in the hunt. Dallas is still in the hunt. Carolina, Detroit. The NFC's kind of interesting right there.
Sure.
In the AFC, yeah, make no question about it. Baltimore's still in the hunt. You could even say Miami, even as far back as Miami could. Even Cincinnati. Like, I don't even want to count out Cincinnati just yet. Like,
I'd be pretty surprised if Miami or Cincinnati made the playoffs, but you never know. It's the NFL.
I mean, Joe Burrow's going to come back, and we'll see what happens.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, at this point, the thing is that when you brought in these games with Joe Flacco, you kind of needed Joe Flacco to win some more of these games than he's lost. So,
And I mean, a lot of the losses, they're not on Joe Flacco. I mean, they've had some of the worst defensive performances we've ever seen.
like that game against the Bears, like
Chicago.
that they should have beaten the Bears. They
Yeah.
should have beaten. I'm trying to think of
The,
who else. There's a
the
couple of
New,
teams that they
the
also
New
should
York
have beaten.
Jets, they somehow lost to the New York Jets. They let Brees Hall throw a touchdown pass against them.
So I mean, the Bengals, like that was the whole, like the Bengals contingency plan just didn't work. They came up with a solid solution. They came up with a solid contingency plan. They get Joe Flacco, and I mean, there was games that those games had to be won in order for Joe Burrow to come back and give the Bengals a true fighting chance. And unfortunately, I just don't think that's going to happen.
Mm.
Sadly, a very weird season of NFL. Like I said, Jacksonville even. So a lot of season left to go. We'll see what happens. I didn't really have any other final thoughts or takes.
Mm.
Yeah, so be sure to like, subscribe, and follow the Gridiron Glory. Thank you so much for watching the Week 11 recap show.